Yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Tuesday morning to you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me early on this bright and early Tuesday morning, kicking off another day with me here, right here on Winning Bets. We'll make sure we, of course, recap yesterday, see if we get to ring the cash register to open up a new week here of betting. And then, of course, let's talk MLB live at 11 a.m. Eastern time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel, previewing today's MLB slate. 15 games, everybody's in action. It looks like a really nice MLB slate, so see if we can't talk our way through it and give you guys some winners along the way. Let's make sure we, of course, start with the recap from yesterday where we do get to go ahead and ring that cash register. How about a 3-in-1 day and plus 1.84 units? Absolutely love to see that right there. I actually thought it was going to be a day in which we could sweep the board. I actually did sprinkle the parlay. I loved it so much and just got tripped up by Lane Thomas over 1.5 total bases. Hell, he seemed like he was up to bat every other inning. He got 5 at-bats, 3 strikeouts, and 2 groundouts were how his night wended, going 0-5 on the night. Really disgusting stuff, but otherwise absolutely crushed the board. Over 8 runs in Nationals-Cubs. That one comes through easy in a 7-5 game in which the Nationals were able to knock off the Cubs, getting the win 7-5. Over 8.5 runs in Marlins-Cardinals. That one comes through in a 6-4 game, as that one obviously has 10 runs in it. Cardinals pick up the 6-4 to win. Same score, same result in that Dodgers-Orioles game, 6-4. Runs came only off the starters, generally speaking. Chris Taylor obviously hits the grand slam that gives you the cash, and then there were no runs in that game. I don't think you'll see that again today because you've got 2 really good offenses and you've got a struggling bullpen there for the Baltimore Orioles. So I think that will be another day in which you can go ahead and play the over because runs should be coming in this series late with the way these bullpens are performing. So an outstanding day, a good day at 3-in-1 and plus 1.84 units. Hit that like button if you were part of yesterday's cash. Hit that like button if you were part of yesterday's cash. How about Tony Pollard? We talked about NFL futures in terms of dropping a video very shortly, maybe this week, but certainly by the end of next week, that video will go ahead and drop. My 5 favorite NFL future player props. We gave out one yesterday on the show. Tony Pollard over 7.5 TDs. And then we got the great news yesterday that the Dallas Cowboys were unable to come to an agreement on a long-term contract extension. So now we get Tony Pollard and a contract year playing on the franchise tag. Ooh, I love that play even more. I anticipated that was going to happen in the research, but nice to get that confirmation. Love guys in the contract year having to perform and step up big. I think everybody was, if you look at the social media yesterday, everybody's reacting to Tony Pollard and Saquon Barkley. There's a third running back that's slipping my mind, but they were unable to come up with long-term deals. I've been sitting here now for 3 years, and I've had this opinion for probably 20 years. Who gives a shit about the running back position in the NFL? Short, career, just in terms of a short career, the guys get beat up. And 2, how many times do you see a starting running back go down and the backup running back came in and do the same thing? That's because there either is or is not a hole for your ass to run through. And if there's a hole, they can all run through the hole. If there's no hole, nobody can run through the hole. Running backs, who gives a shit? It's such a crappy position in today's NFL. You will never pay that. I've said it all along. If I'm a GM, I'm just going to draft a running back every year in the 3rd round or later and never give out anybody another deal. You'll just play out your rookie deal and you'll know you'll be packing up and leaving town because we're never going to pay a running back. Why? There's no surprise. Jonathan Taylor, he thinks he's going to reset the market. He ain't going to reset shit. It's the running back position in the NFL. Nobody cares. Woo! There we go right there. Tony Pollard has 7.5 touchdowns. That's one of my 5 favorite NFL future player prop futures. Go ahead and lock that one in. That one's at plus money over on Barstools. Plus money on Barstools for over 7.5 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Over 7.5 rushing touchdowns. Let's get it, boys. Let's have ourselves a great day. I'm excited and looking forward to talking about this MLB slate. Just like we had a nice day yesterday, I think it's another great opportunity to have ourselves another great day. So look forward to talking about that there at the top of the hour. Otherwise, I've got nothing going on today. Obviously, really just talking about MLB these days. We are truly into the dog days of summer. We're all just kind of waiting for soccer and football to return. But in the meantime, we've got MLB, and we'll continue to do our best at it as well. Morning, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you are doing well, my man. What a race yesterday, Brian. I know we were going back and forth a lot on Twitter yesterday as we were both watching the Crayon 301 I mean, Martin Truex absolutely dominated that race yesterday. His ability on the restarts to jump out ahead and, keep his car, in first position in P1, which was just truly remarkable. And nobody could touch him. Even late in the race yesterday when there was caution after caution, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because nobody could touch Martin Truex Jr. on the restarts. And obviously then once he got a successful restart, nobody was catching him all day long once he got that 19 car out in front. So congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. Pick up the win yesterday. As Kyle said yesterday on Twitter, what did Kyle say yesterday on Twitter to me? He said, didn't you correctly predict, or I shouldn't say correctly, I should definitely not say correctly. He said, didn't you predict Martin Truex Jr. was going to be the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion? Yeah, I did say that. Kyle's exactly right. I did predict Martin Truex Jr. on the preview show there with William. And what did the announcers say on the broadcast yesterday? Whoever wins New Hampshire has a really good chance of winning the Phoenix race at the end of the year. There's no guarantee that Martin Truex Jr. is going to be in the Final Four. But he looks awfully damn good, and my preseason prediction of Martin Truex Jr. being the Cup Series champion also looks pretty damn good. So, all right, I think there's 6 races to go, I think, until the playoffs start. I believe it is 6 if I recall correctly. So we'll see how it goes. Brian, you're still feeling bad for Eric Almirola in the 10? Yeah, he's been so bad all year long. Stewart Haas Racing generally been bad all year long. It just felt like something was going to happen to the 10 car. I didn't believe that they were going to maintain that because they haven't maintained that, throughout an entire race this season. They've had issues. They've had things come up. Yesterday, brutal. Come in after the pits, have a loose left wheel. Brutal for him, but it felt like it was coming though, Brian. It felt like it was coming. All right, I'm going to go find ourselves, let's get it, my man. Hell yeah, Nebraska, let's get it. We're going to try like hell to get it. I've tweeted out I'm going to go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel, come back in 10 minutes, talk today's MLB slate. In the meantime, if you haven't dropped on over to Twitter, get on over to Twitter while you're waiting for the playoff pitch to stop here at the top of the hour. I've already tweeted probably half a dozen plays. Get them locked in. I'm always generally speaking on the right side, so there's no reason to wait. Get those bets locked in. We'll talk about them here at 11 a.m. Eastern here at the top of the hour. All right, fellas, hang tight. We'll come on back with you guys shortly. We'll talk about today's MLB slate. Hey, everybody, welcome on into the Tuesday episode here of the Payoff Pitch. We're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, previewing today's MLB slate, powered by Bet Openly, where you win more and lose less with Bet Openly. He's the Squirrel, and I'm Jason, previewing today's slate. What's going on there, Squirrel?
Hey, so something irritated me, and I want to know whether it's in the comments or from you. We both bet that under in the Giants and Cincinnati game. Is your ticket still good and valid, or did they hurry up and cancel it on you because you're about to win it 2-2?
Have to think about which sportsbook I made the bet on and go look. I think I made it on Caesars. Let me go look. So your bet
Yeah,
is
because
voided as the
my
game is
bookie
suspended?
hurried up. Yeah, the game got suspended. They're going to finish it tonight, resuming play in the eighth inning, 2-2. Now, if I have under 10 and the game's going to be finished, what does the bookie do? No, they hurried up. They just cancel that bet. Cancel it. Cancel that. That's what they did. They canceled my bet. Unbelievable. Like, you think if that shit was 10-10 in the eighth inning, but they didn't finish it, and they're going to resume play tomorrow, you think they'd cancel that bet? Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah,
I
I've
think it
got.
depends on the book probably and the rules or whatever. But guess what? The book that I'm using doesn't have any terms and conditions. There is nowhere to be found any rules.
Their terms or condition is we're the sports books. We're making it up as we go. I've got a void right there on. I put it in two parlays. I put it with the Tigers money line, and then also put it with the Red Sox money line. Yeah, I've got two winners, but not two full payout winners.
That is so shit. I think that's shit. All right. So listen,
Yeah,
I
we've got
gave
a couple
out.
people. We do got people in the comments saying that their bets were voided as well. It's unfortunate. Obviously, that game was cruising to an under. Much like we talked about yesterday. I would. Did anybody place a money line? Did the money line get voided? Because I think we've seen the money line still be pending because this happened earlier with it was like Nationals Cubs, I believe it was, or something like that. And I think the money lines may still be pending. So.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, but that irritated the hell out of me. Anyway, listen, I gave out 6 free picks yesterday. 2 separate videos on TikTok there. The money lines will go 3-0 if your ticket's still valid, I guess, for that under, and assuming that they don't go into extra innings and put up 17 runs in the 12th inning. So 3-0. I'm going to call it 3-0 pretty much on that. And then I gave out 3 player props yesterday too on a separate video. Those went 2-1. So basically, I would have gone 5-1 had the Reds game finished. If your bet got voided, then I guess you went 4-1 on the free picks, right? Yeah.
It sounds like there's even some mixed. Did Jen saying he's got a wager that's still open? So yeah, call it.
Yeah, one of his books voided it, and the other one kept it. So I don't know. I put in a dispute, So I'm waiting to hear back.
Let me know how that
Hopefully
goes.
these people in Antigua can wake up at whatever time it is down their side of the world and get me resolved. But Jesus.
All right, unfortunate stuff. It sounds like you still had a nice day regardless, so love to hear that. I had a nice day going 3-1 and picking up almost 2 units myself. So we like to keep the good times rolling here on Tuesday's MLB slate. Full slate, 15 games. Looking forward to breaking this one down with you. So let's just jump on into it. Around the bases where we take a couple games, we break it down, and we provide bets along the way. What game do you want to go ahead and kick it off with?
Well, here's my thing for the day. I have projections made up and everything. However, I fell behind and I don't have all of the reasonings to debate it all with you today. So I really just have model projections, to be honest.
Okay.
I was looking at that Tigers and Royals game yesterday that I liked that over so much in, and it got nowhere close, really. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch any games yesterday, and I'm going to continue to not watch games. It's making me very frustrated. So I think, if you're out there and you're having anger issues with this shit, or you're it affects your mood in any way, bet the numbers and just go golfing or do something else. You know what I mean? That's really been kind of my biggest strategy is I don't know. Otherwise, I swear to God, my mood, it just spills over into the rest of my life. So I went and played a hockey game last night and didn't watch any of it, but I did see the ending score. So I would like to go back on the over 8.5 today. It's Daniel Lynch and a name I haven't seen for quite a while, unless I just haven't been paying attention. It's Tarek Skubal. I haven't come across that name in quite a while. So I guess, what are you getting from that? Terrible bullpens or bad. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what contributed to the low score of yesterday, but I certainly would feel pretty comfortable with an over once again here today. I don't think I'd be trying to take an under.
Yeah, I think we, in the end, probably correctly stayed away from that game yesterday. I mean, what contributed to the under was what we talked about, which was both teams can't hit right-handers, but you get Jordan Lyles up in there, and it makes you think that there is going to be an over. And the stats won out yesterday. Either team can hit
you've got two
and it was a 3-2
today.
game.
How does that look?
What was the question?
You've got two left-handers today on the mound in the same game. How does that look comparatively to yesterday's right-handed? I'm sure they probably are both still shit, but
I think it's going to speak largely to the fact that I'm not on the Tigers today, right? We love the Tigers versus left-handers, but they've been struggling versus left-handers. They haven't been cashing F5 team totals up against left-handers, and they get Daniel Lynch today, who 2022, Daniel Lynch, you would want to fade like hell, but what did we do last start? We tailed him against the Guardians, and he gave us a great cash, going over 15.5 outs, and 2 starts ago, he picked up the win versus the Dodgers. This is not 2022 Daniel Lynch, so I'm not on the Tigers today. They struggle versus left-handers currently. They've been struggling versus left-handers, and Daniel Lynch is no pushover in 2023, so I think it's just going to be, on paper, you would probably think an over in that game, but I can't quite get there. Skubal, I believe, is making his second start of 2023. He's a really good left-hander, and both teams are struggling versus left-handers. I can't get there on the over. It would be the same thing, though, like yesterday. I would want that Tigers money line at minus 130 that we talked about. That came home and cashed in a 3-2 game. What's the money line today for this game? I know I looked earlier at some point. What is it
for the Tigers and Royals? Tigers are minus 162 out of nowhere all of a sudden. The kind of price you would have expected probably yesterday. Remember, we said
Yes.
It looked very strange. It was a 3-2 game, and the Royals did end up losing. But the price freaked me out so bad that I didn't play the game at all. It looked weird yesterday. And now today, again, it's kind of weird in the fact that you're getting Skubal back, and now you're going to throw a minus 160 there against Lynch. Freaking weird shit.
If that Royals bullpen wasn't just so god awful, I'd probably want the Royals in plus 140. That's how good Daniel Lynch has been more times out than not. But I won't be betting that game. I won't be betting that game. What I will be betting, though, is the Nationals and the Cubs game, where we were on the over yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and back off the over today because the Nationals aren't going up against their favorite left-hander. The Nationals are going up against a right-hander. So I'm just going to pivot to backing the team that I expect to be successful today, and that'd be the Cubs, who are absolutely crushing left-handers with a weighted runs created of 113, hitting 280, slugging 458, and they don't strike out at 21.5%. So love to see that right there. Going to be scared off about the F5 team total because you've seen with Corbin, he's been going 5-6 innings, and it later in his outing is when he starts getting touched up, and you're seeing it in the 6th inning, right? He goes out for the 6th inning, may not get through 6 innings, but they're able to add on runs. So I'm going to come off of that F5 team total. I want everything that Patrick Corbin's going to be out there for, and then I want the bullpen that is bottom 5, even bottom 3 in a lot of categories. The BABIP is 304. The opponent's batting average is 289. The FIP is 6.01. These are bottom 3 bullpen stat numbers are the Nationals. So I just want everything that the Nationals will throw at this Cubs offense. Good versus right-handers, good versus left-handers. We know that from yesterday. Now we're getting another left-hander today in Corbin. I'm all about it. So I'll take the Cubs team total over 4.5.
Cool.
It's another one for you, Squirrel.
Whose team total?
Cubs 4.5.
Cubs. All right, cool. In terms of a projection, you got I think 13 runs in this game yesterday. I was looking at going back to a Twins and Mariners over 7.5. I think is where it's at. I saw Bailey Ober, and the other side of this made more sense to me. I gotta remind myself of who the hell the pitcher is. Brian Wu. The reason it makes sense to me is because I'm also doing pitching prop projections, and I have Brian Wu to go under. I think it's another 6.5. I had Logan Gilbert to go under 6.5 last night, and I think he got 5, maybe. So I think it was 5. So he certainly went under last night. And I have Brian Wu to do something similar. So I like matching these games up to where the player props make sense with the full game outcome, right? Like if you have the pitchers to go under the strikeout rates, that you'd expect them at least to get hit. I mean, they can get out by fly ball or ground outs and whatnot. There's a lot of ways to get out in baseball, but at least if the pitcher's not as dominant, then it makes sense with that. So over 7.5 is where I had that game for a projection.
Okay, you've got an over. I've also got another over. And let's talk Yankees versus Angels, where, remember sitting here yesterday saying, that over, like, it looks good, but, man, the Yankees just can't hit worth shit. And we thought maybe the Yankees would hold us back in hitting that over. The over did not hit, so that was a good layoff. Today I'm going to go back into it, and it's why we handicap baseball every day, and it's why you have to handicap the handedness of the starter pitcher, because all of that matters. The Yankees versus right-handers, which scared us yesterday. Their line was 211, 296, and 323 with the weighted runs created of 73. Flip that to a left-hander today, they're getting Patrick Sandoval, and the line becomes 286, 348, 556 with the weighted runs created of 153. So that is all the difference you need to come and get a few more extra runs to get you the over. We're not going to talk about the Angels versus right-handers. We know that they're good, and they're getting Domingo Germán, which throw a no-hitter against the Athletics. Not going to throw the no-hitter today against those Angels. And then we know the bullpen for both of these teams, so we're not going to talk about that. The only difference is the Yankees are much better versus left-handers. Sandoval has been really poor this entire season. That's going to make up the extra few runs that you need to get over 9.5. So bet it accordingly. Yankees-Angels over 9.5 runs, but you got a good walk-off win on your money line. The Angels came through. Otani helping you out, hitting number 35 on the season. Great walk-off win in extra innings. Love to see that right there. All right, shut up and pitch time. Let's give these guys some pitching props, and what do you have for us?
This one I think is maybe a nice spot to take advantage of some poor performances that this guy has had, and that's Bryce Elder. In terms of strikeouts, his last 2 games, he's gotten 0 and 1, which drops his line significantly to over 3.5 strikeouts. He's going against the Diamondbacks, where they're very middle of the road, depending on your time frame that you're looking at them. But out of the league, they're 15 to 20th roughly in K percentage. So not at the tippy top nor at the very bottom. Just a fairly strictly average team in terms of striking out. But if you look back, Elder's had 6 and 8 strikeouts and a good stretch of them. It was back in May or June, but he's certainly capable of 4 strikeouts against a league average team. Whatever happened to him in the last 2 starts, not real sure. But it drops that line significantly, though, to where I think it's worth trying to take advantage of an over 3.5. It's still a bit low for what he's capable of.
All right, over 3.5 Ks for Bryce Elder. I'm going to go ahead and give out my first pitching prop of Daniel Lynch over 15.5 outs. Tigers struggling versus left-handers. Kind of talked about this one. The Daniel Lynch has been doing good. I think all but one start against the Reds. He's been right there. Win against the Dodgers. Strong against the Guardians. We remember that. We got the cash in his last start. He's going to go over 15.5 outs today against the Detroit Tigers. So I like that one. And then I want to do one under 3.5 Ks. I'm going to do Michael Grove with the Dodgers under 3.5 Ks at plus money. We talked about the Orioles, how good they are versus right-handers, how they don't strike out. You saw that play out last night. Get 4 runs against the starter there in Sheehan. Sheehan also only got 2 strikeouts yesterday in that start. Michael Grove going to have the same struggles against today against the Orioles, striking out at 18.4%. They hit right-handers really good. It's going to be a rough day there for Michael Grove. He's going to stay under 3.5 Ks at plus money. Do you have another one?
I'm sure I do. I just don't have probably a lot of reasoning. I have the models, built for them all, so I can go ahead and throw one out for you here. Let's see.
Let's have it.
Dude, I have so many damn.
What do you have? Can we give you a player?
Oh, how about? Yeah, give me a player.
Did you play? What do you have for? I think it's Taj Bradley, or Taj, or whatever. What do you have?
That's my lowest projection, but over 5.5 at plus 120 is what it was when I did it. The next one I was going to give out, you said Daniel Lynch is no pushover, and go over 4.5 would be a nice projection there. That's a nice edge for the Royals against the Tigers.
Back to Bradley, I want to make sure I heard you correctly. You said this was one of my lowest projections, but then did you say over 5.5?
Yeah, one of my lowest edges. I mean, it's an edge to go over 5.5 at plus 120. What are the odds now?
I have no idea. I was gravitating on the under at minus 144. So that's why I was throwing it out there to you. See what you had.
Okay. Yeah, so that is my lowest in terms of having an edge. That's the bottom of my list. So the next thing under Bryce Elder was Daniel Lynch.
Plus
Over
125 for your Bradley's plus 125 for an over. And you like Daniel Lynch to go over 4.5. Okay. Anything else you got that stands out on the projections?
Not particularly.
Okay, well, let's move it over to fourth inning. We call it long shots. We like to find some underdogs today on the board that can come through. How about yesterday? 2-0 for me personally on underdogs. See if we can't do that today with 2 more winners. But first, let's hear what the Squirrels got.
Yeah, I have 3-4 projections, and I'm glad I waited a while on these because they're all around plus 115 to plus 120. So for taking an underdog, it's not like you're taking massive odds like those plus 180s or plus 200s I sometimes like to take when we get the Athletics or Rockies or something on there. But yeah, here's something interesting then is you had an even kind of coin flip looking game until, the last hour or so when the Blue Jays kind of started getting some hate maybe. I think it's probably still due to Manoah, who's pitching today. I heard some people last night or got a few messages saying, I don't want to take the Blue Jays because I don't like that pitcher. Come on, he went back, he performed well in the minors, then he came back against the Tigers that one day, right? Where
dominated the Tigers.
You say you were trying to get people off the Tigers, and we backed him that day. Now, yeah, here's some more higher competition, right? In the Padres, you're going against Joe Musgrove and. I don't know. I mean, in terms of the runs or in terms of the offense and stuff, it looks like Toronto's actually doing better than the Padres in terms of offense. I haven't really checked the full bullpens, to analyze them. But in terms of the model and everything that I have, the Toronto Blue Jays would now for sure be a pick, at plus 115 or plus 120 as I think a lot of people are starting to hop on the Padres and trying to fade Manoah again. So I would back Manoah, though, at the higher plus money there. When you're getting further away from a coin flip, I think you start getting that value.
Yeah, I was willing to back Manoah against the Tigers. I can't hit right-handers. I don't know if I'm willing to quite get there today against the Padres. But that being said, if I'm only betting one of these two sides, I'm betting the Blue Jays. They've got a far better offense versus right-handers, and their bullpen right now is tops in the major leagues. That bullpen is absolutely on fire, and we've kind of said that throughout this season with the Blue Jays. Nobody's going to run consistently, let's say a top 10 bullpen, but they have consistently popped up more times than not up in the upper echelon of bullpen numbers. I mean, they've got some great ones right now, a 145 opponent's batting average, a 1.64 ERA, and a 2.25 FIP. All that's in the top 5 right now of bullpen stats. So I don't know if I'll get to the window on actually betting the Blue Jays, but that'd be the only side I'd be interested in being on was the Blue Jays. But yeah, Manoah does scare the shit out of you. It's how much are we going to put into that start against the Tigers and maybe his improvements down in AAA when he was demoted for a couple weeks. I don't know. It's a tough one for me. But yeah, I like that you're at least considering to be on the side of the Blue Jays. I do think that is where I would want to be in that game as well.
The more plus money you start getting, it's just, it's there's got to be a certain number where it's okay, this is worth it. And I think, as you approach plus 120, it's kind of a little bit outside the realm of, when you're getting a better offense and all that.
Better offense, yeah. Better offense, better bullpen by far. Big advantages in the bullpen and big advantages from an offense. So I can totally get there. I'm going to run back the Dodgers at plus 110. I mean, why not? I'm not going to talk about it. We talked about it yesterday. It cashed. Go right back to the well again with the Dodgers. And then I'd be interested in the Marlins as my second long shot today. Expecting a lot of runs in that game, just like we cashed an over yesterday. The Marlins are crushing left-handers. In fact, they're the second best team right now for its left-handers. Montgomery may be able to wiggle out of trouble, but the Marlins are going to apply a lot of pressure to him. We know the Marlins hit right-handers well. There's a reason why we were on the over yesterday. And we know both of these bullpens struggle, so that will give an opportunity for the Marlins to be in this game late. I like the Marlins, plus 125 as another long shot today, taking on the Cardinals. All right, fifth inning, keep swinging. Like to give out some hitting props every day. What do you got?
Nothing for hitting props, but I had 2 more underdogs that I can give you.
Sure, let's fire away. Sorry. Cut you off.
You liked Michael Grove on his over Ks, right? For shut up and pitch?
I'm on the
under.
3.5.
Uh-oh. All right. Dodgers got it done yesterday. It was another one that was an even money deal. All 3 of these are getting pushed up towards plus 115, plus 120. So the Dodgers was another one that I was looking at to get it done back-to-back days there, and along with the Tampa Bay Rays and that Taj Bradley over 5.5 projection that I had, even though you liked the under on that. But yeah, there's plus 115, plus 120s that I would consider today. It's the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, and the Rays.
Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Rays. Okay, all right, sixth inning, it's a steal. You have anything on the card that was a steal today?
Yeah, I have a game that you can no longer get. I don't know if I wanted to call it my best bet or a steal. I'll call it a steal then, just because I don't think you can get it anymore. I took the White Sox and the Mets to go under 9, and when I woke up this morning, it was 8.5. So if it's held there, then I'm getting a half a run on that game, and I believe it made sense. It was Carrasco and Giolito, I believe, and Giolito with the good numbers and everything, or the slightly better numbers than Carrasco, it would appear. White Sox, if I remember, don't hit very well to begin with, unless anything has changed recently, but I don't think that they've been doing too well in terms of offense, the White Sox. Yeah, they're pretty down there. 34 runs in the last 2 weeks, although you had the All-Star break. But yeah, 98 runs in the last month. They're really bottom of the barrel. They strike out a lot. Just shouldn't have a huge contribution from them, offensively. And the pitching's decent there as well. And as long as Giolito can hold the Mets down, I think that looks good for under 9, along with the market confirmation there. So I will say that that's a steal.
Okay, under 9 right there between the White Sox and the Mets. We got a circle actually back up to keep swinging. I realized I completely skipped that category for myself. I want to go ahead and give out Christian Yelich, who's 10 for 30 against Aaron Nola. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run with only 8 Ks. So like Christian Yelich, top of the order, lineup guy, lefty on righty. I also like Elvis Andrus there, the Chicago White Sox. He's 7 for 19 up against Carlos Carrasco. 2 doubles, a home run, and 3 Ks. And maybe the best guy today on the board, and maybe the guy that you're looking for on a little Dinger Tuesday would be Bryce Harper. He's back hitting home runs as he finally got off the schneid there a couple of games ago, and he's 19 for 47 up against Tehran. 9 home runs. That's right, 19 hits, and 9 of those suckers have gone for home runs, and he's not really striking out in 47 at-bats. He's only struck out 7 times. Obviously, a lot of familiarity from the Braves and Phillies days. So I look for Harper to hit a home run, have a nice day, over 1.5 total bases, all of it. Bryce Harper is the standout guy today if you're looking for somebody to get you a bomb. All right, 6th inning. Now I need to give out a steal where I like to give out my NRFI of the day. We hit a plus money NRFI yesterday in Guardians Pirates. Go back today. Same NRFI today. It's Guardians and Pirates. Today it's minus 105, so around even money. You're getting Logan Allen up against Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller in 19 starts has given up 7 earned runs, 24 Ks though, so you love to see that. And while he has given up a fair number of earned runs, he's got a low whip at 1.1 and a batting average of 191 in the first inning, which suggests maybe been a little bit unlucky. Has gotten caught up by the home run ball a little bit in the first inning, but a low whip, a low opponent's batting average with 24 Ks and 19 starts. Yeah, those are numbers we look for and we can ride with as well. Logan Allen there for the Guardians, 7 earned runs at 12 starts, Again, a 1.1 whip. Opponent's batting average 205. But the Pirates are hitting 184 versus left-handers. 184, and their weighted runs created is 47 versus left-handers. So I think Logan Allen will be successful in this game early and often. So that'll be the NRFI of the day. And we don't need to talk about the offenses because we cashed this NRFI yesterday. We're going to cash it today at minus 105. All right, 7th inning coming to a stretch. We like to give you our best bet of the day. What is your best bet today?
I'll say that this is a best bet if you can navigate your books to do it this way. If you're offshore, the book called bookmaker.eu, otherwise known as Chris, has the Tigers and Royals over 8, not 8.5 like everywhere else, and that's minus 110. If you can get down more than $3.20 at PointsBet, they have over 8 at minus 115. Otherwise, you can try to use Bet Openly and see if you could get yourself either 8 or you can find 8.5 at plus money. So when you calculate, over 8 to 8.5, right? There's I can do the calculation to figure out what 8.5 at plus money would be equivalent to, right, for over 8, because it's all about the odds, right? Like, let's say if you got over 8.5 at I think it was plus 108 on Bet Openly. If someone accepted that, that would be equivalent to like over 8 minus 110, possibly something like that. You know what I mean? Like the mathematical equivalent. So you could utilize Bet Openly for that one, but I really think that the over in the Tigers game today would be a good one.
Okay,
with
over in Tigers Royals. Skubal and Lynch on the mound. For my best bet today, cash that best bet yesterday. It was in the over there, Nationals Cubs. See if we can't do that again. Going to Rays, Rangers. I really just want to focus on this Rangers. We liked them yesterday on the money line as a dog. That worked out. Today we're just going to focus on their team total, though. It's Rangers team total over 4.5, and you can get it at even money over on DraftKings. Just coming into this game scorching versus right-handers, 290, 352, and a 514 slash line. Weighted runs created is 136, and they're not striking out at 15.8%. Bradley's in for a rough one. His last 3 opponents, they've all had over 4.5 runs in his 3 starts. He pitched versus the Rangers back on June 10th. Not very good. 3.2 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, only had 4 Ks. I think you could definitely look at under 5.5 Ks with Bradley. Some sites have it at minus 165 on DraftKings. You can go get minus 144 over on FanDuel for under 5.5 Ks. And the Rays bullpen is currently average, maybe slightly above average, but they're going to be rolling out the bad arms after Bradley gets beat up by the Rangers' hot offense. So I think Rangers team total over 4.5 is going to be your best bet today on the board. We also like to give out one parlay a day. We do it in the 8th inning called Double Play. What's your favorite parlay today?
Oh, boy. Well, I don't really have many heavy favorites, so I don't know, dude. Probably 2 overs, I guess, if you're gonna look for them. That Twins and Mariners one looked pretty good to me, the over there, and then the Tigers and Royals over. We'll just go with those 2, because any money lines I have, I think, are underdogs so far. So unless you're wanting to do an underdog parlay, so yeah, we'll just roll with 2 overs.
Underdog.
Also, the mathematical equivalent literally was that. So over 8.5 plus 108 is equivalent to over 8 at minus 110 mathematically. And right now, Bet Openly, you can get plus 110 for the over 8.5. So you're actually doing slightly better.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's great. So but get on Bet Openly.
Yeah, hop on over there and host that parlay. Get on over there. All right, what's my parlay going to be? First, I'm going to do Pirates F5 team total under 2.5. Take it on Logan Allen today with the second worst batting average versus left-handers, and you're getting a good sample size here at 99 plate appearances. They're only hitting 184. They're only slugging 241. Their weighted runs created is only 47. Just absolutely struggling are the Pirates versus left-handers. Getting Logan Allen on the mound, which he's going to be successful enough to cash this under F5 team total. You've seen it in his last starts. You've seen it recently more times than not throughout this season. So I like Logan Allen. He'll get the job done. He'll be able to silence these bats that are cold versus left-handers. I'm going to parlay that with Zach Davies there of the Diamondbacks. He's not going to be the winning pitcher. There's no way he's going to be able to be the winning pitcher up against a Braves offense that just hits right-handers well too strong. Davies isn't that good, and the bullpen advantage is massive right now for the Braves taking on the Diamondbacks. So Zach Davies, he's not going to be the winning pitcher. Pirates team total, F5 team total under 2.5. You can get that parlay at -105. -105. Let's throw all these bets up on the screen, then let's talk about them in rapid fire. Give you our favorite money line in every game and our favorite over-under in every game. Toss these up. Shrink this stone down. Here they come. What's everybody's best bet today? Best bet today on the board, fellas. What's your best bet? What is everybody's best bet? I'm going to talk about a couple of these because some of these I haven't talked about. And the rundown, that's how many bets we had today. Get these guys over. Perfect. Dodgers, Orioles we talked about. Or no, we didn't talk about. I didn't provide any analysis for that earlier because we cashed it yesterday. So it's rinse and repeat. It's rinse and repeat in Marlins, Cardinals over, just like the cash yesterday. We talked about Yankees, Angels, Rangers, Cubs, Red Sox. We didn't talk about that one. They're going up against Luis Medina, but you talked about him in his last start. Remember, you had over 3.5 Ks. He struck out 9, but he didn't start. Rough outing in terms of the bet that you placed and the result that you got right there. But he got tagged in that game. The Red Sox were very successful. I know the Athletics bullpen struggles, so we'll take the Red Sox team total over 5. Look out for the Astros today. It's rumored it's Austin Gomber. There's question marks on the card. If it's Austin Gomber, it's getting added. You're fading Gomber with the top 5 offense right now versus left-handed pitching. The Astros are on a roll right now versus left-handers. Just look for me on Twitter. If we get Gomber, we're adding a bet there for the Astros, and then my parlay does make the card. Let's talk about all these games from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. Pulling up a random sports book. Let's get some live lines, and let's give out over-unders and money line in every single game. Let's do it. First game we got here is Brewers and Phillies, over-under of 9.5. Brewers plus 165, Phillies minus 195. This one was tough. I'm going to go with the under 9.5 here. Under 9.5, and I was trying to talk myself into the Brewers plus 165, but I just can't quite get there. So, but I also don't want Phillies at minus 195, so I'll just take the under 9.5.
Yeah, I have pretty good projections for this Teheran guy to get rocked pretty good. So, I don't know. Would it be worth... Probably not worth the run line. So, I mean, a total's probably all that's playable here, right? I do see a couple under 9.5s, but I also see some of the market-making books like, Circa Bookmaker, they're going to 9. So you may be able to get some CLV going under 9.5. So I will stick with that.
I like it. Dodgers and Orioles over under of 9.5. Dodgers even money. Orioles minus 120. Same 2 bets as yesterday. Take the over. Take the Dodgers. What about for you?
Yeah, I'll take the Dodgers as well on the money line.
Guardians and Pirates minus 110 up against minus 110. Man, I wish why did the Guardians have to throw their closer in an 11-0 game yesterday? Like, they used some good bullpen arms yesterday in a score that I thought for sure this morning. I was like, I'll take Guardians at minus 110. Pirates can't hit left-handers. And then I go look and see the arms they used yesterday. Head scratcher. Some of those arms that came out of that bullpen. So I'll still like the Guardians for rapid fire for sure. And I'll like the game to stay under 8.5 as well.
Yeah. Pirates are nothing special, that's for sure. Mitch Keller, though, is probably going to be better than that. What was his name? Pierre or something. Whatever. No, that kid that's debuted yesterday for the Pirates.
Oh, was it Quinn something?
Pierre
Preston or Quinn Preston? Whatever the hell his name was.
Whatever.
He probably got
anyway,
rocked.
Mitch Keller is going to be better for them than that. So,
yes, he was going to be better.
I don't know if I want to pick a side up. Probably skip the game maybe.
Skip the game. All right. What about the Padres and Blue Jays? Over under 9.5. Padres minus 130. Blue Jays plus 110. I will side with. I'll just do Blue Jays. I mean, if I'm betting on the side, I'm betting the Blue Jays. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here.
White Sox and Mets over under of 8.5 plus 110 for the White Sox. Mets minus 130. I will be on.
The under. I
Mm,
love the under there. That's my bet in that game.
I will be on White Sox plus 110. Let me get one refresh. Hold on.
Trying to take advantage of the better starter with Giolito.
Trying to. If Oh yeah, the numbers were fairly. I'm good. I'm going over. Both bullpens are in bottom 10. Yeah, I'm going to go over, but I like the White Sox on the money line. So I like to go over 8.5. Giants and Reds
Okay.
over under of 11. 11. Giants minus 135. Reds
Wow.
plus 115. I don't know how. I just don't like that they're essentially playing a doubleheader today. But otherwise, both teams bottom of the barrel right now hitting right-handers. One hits 203, one hits 205. We're talking slugging 304, slugging 377. The weighted runs created is 61.76, just like the under would have cashed last night. I'm taking under 11. I'm not even second guessing. Under 11.
I can get over 10.5 on my books. Yeah, you still can at FanDuel and such. I'll go over 10.5. Just without knowing much about the game. It's just when things get extreme, I generally side with the extreme.
All right.
The extreme thing, right? Like if it's like over under of 7 or 6.5 or something, I'll go under. If it's 11, 12, 13, I'll generally go the over. I mean, I would think there's a reason that it's set that high or low.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
over 11 for you. Okay.
I'm just into ugly picks, bro.
Whatever. Hey, they're not ugly if they cash. It's all good. Diamondbacks Braves with an over under of 10.5. Diamondbacks plus 170. Braves minus 200. I'll take that Braves on the run line. Braves on the run line.
Yeah, that sounds good.
This Diamondbacks team is struggling on hitting. They haven't woken up, it seems like, for the better part
And
of
with
3
that,
weeks
I
or
mean,
so.
if it's one of those games where the Braves are going to put up the majority of runs and you're going to need a small contribution from the Diamondbacks to get 11, right, to get over the 10 runs here,
Yeah.
then I think your better play is probably just Braves on the run line. Otherwise, I have that Elder over 3.5 strikeouts if you're interested in that for prop in the game.
That's right. Okay. Marlins and Cardinals over under of 8 plus 125 for the Marlins. Cardinals minus 145. I'll take the over and I'll take the Marlins. Everybody already knew that, though.
Yeah, I don't mind the Marlins today. I was glad to be on the Cardinals yesterday, but today, yeah, Cabrera's nice. So
Cabrera is coming
we'll
back
take
off
that.
of a shoulder injury and seeing a red-hot Cardinals offense. Yeah. Going to be an over. Definitely going to be an over day. That's the only side I really want to be on. Rays and Rangers over under of 8.5. Rays plus 110. Rangers minus 130. Rangers get the win yesterday as a dog. I will take. I'm just going to take over 8.5. I'm going to take in the over 8.5. I would go right back to Rangers money line at minus 130 again.
Yeah, I'm siding with the Rays, and I was able to snake a plus 120. So
Oh, good. Very good. Nationals and Cubs over under of 9. Nationals plus 150. Cubs minus 175. I'll sign up for that Cubs run line at plus money.
don't think I have anything in this game, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have anything in the game.
Okay. Tigers
Or
and Royals 8.5 for a total. Tigers minus 165. Royals plus 140. I'm backing Daniel Lynch at plus 140.
I will too, just because I don't know what I'm going to get out of Scooble. I think the 160 price is far too high. If you have Bet Online, it looks like that's the best price at plus 150. Otherwise, I can check Bet Openly really quick and see. Let's see. Royals is what we want. Plus 152 you can try to offer right now on Bet Openly. So still not too bad.
Nice. When you say you can offer plus 152 on Bet Openly, what could I offer more? Like, could I offer like a plus 180? And obviously, it's
It used to
reflected
be
on the
that way.
other
Like
side.
when they first started, it was like the Wild West. When they first started, you would just you could create whatever price you wanted. They kind of found out that there was just people trying to pull kind of like shady little scams and whatnot. So now they have, I believe, a software that's implemented that checks it against the market price or like a consensus line to see if it's in the vicinity of where it should be, and if it's not, then I think it gets hidden from the market, so people aren't just taking bad odds and getting scammed, because that's not great for the customer base, right? You don't want people getting scammed and then they don't want to use the book anymore. So it basically takes a consensus line and then I think strips it down to basically just 1% juice.
Gotcha. Okay. Yankees and Angels over under of 9, -110 up against -110. I still don't know who's backing Yankees on the money line these days. That's your own goddamn decision, but I'll take the over.
Yeah, Angels got it done last night. A little bit of concern. It was just a quick thing I saw on Twitter that at the tail end of the game, Ohtani had kind of a weird swing, and it looked like his back was a little uncomfortable, or like he kind of like tweaked something. I don't know if there's any room for concern there with that, but I'd probably go Angels money line again today.
My back be hurting too, carrying 24 other guys on the goddamn back. So, yeah, shit be a little sore after carrying 24 full-grown men on me. Twins and Mariners, 7.5 for that total. Twins +120, Mariners -140. Yesterday we said under, and yesterday I think we said Twins. I think we would have missed both of those yesterday, right? I think we would have.
Yeah.
Not
it was 7-6. I don't remember which way it went, but.
Yeah, I think we missed both of those.
Sure, would have missed the under. So yeah, I think that I think I would go over 7.5. If you want to wait, it looks like it's pressing towards 7. You're not gonna hurt yourself by waiting on that game. It's an 8:40 p.m. game, and it's juiced like hell to the under. So if you were able to snag a 7 somewhere, I think that's maybe worth the wait, because I can't see that you're gonna do any damage by waiting.
Yeah, I'm going to do the +120 on the Twins, and I'm going to take the over. Take +120 and Twins.
Cool.
Red Sox and Athletics. We don't know who's starting for the Red Sox, but damn, did we nail that yesterday?
Oh my God, again?
They nailed that
Not
yesterday.
again.
No, but we nailed what was going to happen. It was going to be a bullpen arm and then Nick Pivetta for a whole lot of innings. And that's when he's been successful, and that's exactly what they did. Great game plan by the Red Sox. Who knows what they're doing today, because we don't know what they're doing. It's an over-under of 9. Red Sox -200. Athletics +170. Red Sox run line for sure. Sign me up.
Yeah. I had that over yesterday, and it would have been great. It was 7-0 if we got any contribution out of the Athletics at all. In most cases, that would have or should have been an over. It didn't work out, but I might look there again today, to be honest.
And then the last game,
we'll have to see who comes out for the.
And then we're also waiting to see who the Rockies are going to officially throw. Is it Austin Gomber against Hunter Brown? I'll tell you, obviously, if it's an Austin Gomber, I've said I may add something. But also Hunter Brown. Once you get that line, let's look and see what Hunter Brown's strikeout rate is. Rockies struggling versus right-handers. They strike out a ton, and Hunter Brown has got some great breaking ball stuff.
Might
so
just be a freaking Astros. I don't like to take run lines, but an Astros run line would be, God, I think the Astros, if I remember off the top of my head, they have the lowest strikeout rate in baseball, I think, or one of them. Then if you threw that against Austin Gomber at Coors Field, holy hell. Yeah, I don't. There's no way in hell you'd ever be on the Rockies on that.
The F5 team total is going to be 3.5, just to let you know. You take the 3.5. To Squirrel's point, they don't strike out at 16.7%. Phenomenal. Hitting 341, slug 477, 146 for a weighted runs created. God, let me get Austin Gomber so I can add one more bet to today's card. I don't know if you go run line. I don't know if you go F5 team total. You go something. And obviously backing the Astros today. And that's what I'll do. I'll gladly back the Astros today. So, all right, that's how we do it today on today's Tuesday slate here on the MLB. Make sure you lock in these winners so we can all celebrate tonight at the cash counter together. The only comment that was directed your way in the comment section was any WNBA leans?
Not so far today, but there's only 2 games as far as I'm aware. Yes. Actually, yes. The Minnesota Lynx +6, I believe was. Let me make sure that's what I bet.
Okay.
+6.5. Lynx +6.5. If you're offshore, I guess Bovada has it. There's a lot of plus sixes, so it looks like Bovada is probably the only place.
For the 6.5.
Unless you get an alternate line and pay some juice for it, which you could do that as well. So if you really want the 6.5, but yeah, plus 6.5 is where I'm at with that. So
Lynx taking on a dream. Okay. 6 o'clock tonight. Lynx, dream, plus 6. Lock it in there, Tara.
alrighty.
All right, there it is, fellas. Tuesday show. We'd have to be pretty cool if we had guests on the show, Tim. That'd be pretty cool. All right, keep the fire comments coming on tomorrow.
I think he wants to be one. I think he wants it to be him.
I know. I think he does, and I'm all for it. Let's have it. See if we can't do it.
Oh shit! All right.
All right, fellas. Lock in these bets again. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Probably add some things to it. Hop over to hockeysquirrel.com where you can get his full card on today's Tuesday MLB slate. Have a good one, fellas. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
Yep. See you.